All right, good morning, folks. It is Saturday, the 4th of April, the day before Easter. Good morning, all. We got a full van. I'm a couple minutes late because we got a lot of donuts. Let me just say, we got a lot of donuts. Get the text-to-speech working. Everything's set up. We got our music. Oh, you know what? This one radio. Now we'll go. All right. Let me turn that on. Good to go. Here we go. Let's get out there and pursue some happiness. We've got 2 deliveries today. They are both in the van. Barely. But we made it. So we're on our way. Live. We got the volume. We got this going. Okay. I think we're good. Coffee. We got coffee. All right, here we go, boys and girls. We're going to Lenny's. Lenny's has kind of a normal size delivery. I don't think they're Saturday and tomorrow's Easter, so they're probably not going to be super busy. And then What a Day has a pretty large order. I don't know I presume What a Day will be open tomorrow for Easter, but yeah, they've got a lot. They got a lot of donuts today. I think we're up to 168. I believe was the number for them. Nearly a full moon. I think it is a full moon. Well, no, I think it was a full moon like 2 days ago, so it's very close. I think you can see it hanging up out there. It's very bright. We got people getting close to it. We got some people on their way. They're on the way to swing around the moon. It is really warm today. It's 58 degrees right now. I thought it was like 60 when I left my house. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 60, 61. So it's very warm, going up to the 80s. Going to be kind of nice today. I know we're going to be, I worked yesterday in the bakery until about 3 o'clock. So I was there for like 10 hours yesterday. And I don't know if today will be the same. It'll probably be as busy. But, you know, if it's not made by now, I mean, they're making like the last minute stuff, you know, to make sure they have enough for today. But, you know, then tomorrow's Easter. It's done. On to the next holiday. Which will be Mother's Day, by the way. If you have a mother, something to think about. Coming up next month. I think for Mother's Day, I'm going to try to get my bakery, my short for the bakery out a little earlier. I've started, this has like become they didn't ask me to do that, but I just decided I'm going to start making a short because they kind of like make all this special stuff for each holiday. So I thought I might as well show off some of their work. Pretty long schedule.
Chilla.co5b says good morning and subscribed last night for driving daily DoorDash.
Hey, welcome aboard. Yeah, I'm just starting out this morning. I don't do DoorDash. So what I do is I make these deliveries for a local bakery. It's in Hampstead, Maryland. So we're like northwest We're in central Maryland, which is like northwest of Baltimore, about 15 miles south of Pennsylvania. And so I head out in the morning. We've got a couple of restaurants in town that sell our products. And so I make a couple runs every morning about this time. Most of the time I start either 5:15 or 6 o'clock. And so it's mostly driving. I do stop, make the deliveries. But yeah, you never know what you're going to see out here. And as we get closer to the summer, it will be brighter. Winter time's kind of...
Angela.co5b says, John from Driving Daily DoorDash told me about you.
Ah, yes. He's a good guy. He's a very good guy. I watch him all the time. Actually, I watched him... Well, I was watching him last night. And I usually miss most of his night driving because I'm asleep. I usually get up super early in the morning. And yesterday I fell asleep, I guess around 5 p.m. And then I woke up at like 11:30. So instead of taking like a 2-hour nap and then spending some time in the evening, I slept my whole night basically. So 11:30 I got up. I had no reason to go back to bed. So I got online. I saw John then and said hi. And then I went back online like 3 o'clock and he was still on. I thought it was like a replay or something. I didn't think he was still alive, but he was. So yeah, he's a hard-working son of a gun. We don't see as many animals now as we used to, but we used to see, there are a lot of deer along this route in the fall and a little bit into the winter.
Co5b says, yes, he was on late. I was watching him last night.
Oh, you probably, yeah, I heard him talking about me. He's very kind. He does try to promote his friends online, which is very, very nice. Yeah, I started watching him a long time ago. He would have like maybe 20 people in the room, 20s. I remember one time he got up to 50. I thought it was all exciting. Now if he's got 50 people, it's kind of funny. He's sort of settled in at a pretty good number. People just kind of like to hang out with him, which is great. He's on for a long time. I'm usually on for maybe anywhere from an hour and a half, 2 hours. It depends. Sometimes if I have to make a couple trips, I might be on for closer to 3 hours sometimes. But like today's run is about 2 hours. Because I drive down to Lenny's is the first, it's a deli. So they've got a restaurant, they do sell our cakes, danishes. They get some apple fritters, turnovers, stuff like that. So they've got like a case in there with our products in it. And then after Lenny's, we'll go to What a Day, which is a cafe that does the same kind of thing. They sell our donuts and stuff. They sell a lot of donuts. Lenny's doesn't sell a lot of donuts. Like I think I'm taking 4 donuts to Lenny's today. So they keep a small number there, but they don't really sell that many donuts, I don't think. This guy wants to pass me. There it is. It sounded like a huge truck, but it's just a regular car. Lenny's is like a really old, established deli in that it's in a shopping center, and it's been there for years and years and years. What a Day is a pretty new cafe in Eldersburg, Maryland. But they do a pretty good business too. We try to have some contests going. Like, I've had some fun with a couple of things. The one that is currently still going on is there's a house that we pass right before I get back. It's like the last leg of the trip. There's this house that decorated its yard for Christmas. And it has...
Co5B says, well, I'm here. I may fall asleep, but I'm here.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, feel free to fall asleep. This is a very, I mean, it's nice of you to join in. And it is a super early hour. But, so I totally understand that. Actually, I usually fall asleep watching John because I'm on the opposite side of the clock. So when he's getting started, sometimes is when I'm winding down for the day. He used to end his live streams at like 9 o'clock. I thought that was late. So sometimes I'd stay up late enough to stay through the end. But now he's on until like midnight or 2 o'clock a lot. Used to be there was another DoorDash guy.
Co5B says, what about the house?
Oh, the house, I'm sorry. So the house it's super decorated. It was super decorated. I mean, there was hardly a square foot in the front yard. He like had all these ornaments up. I don't know if I probably have a picture of it. So in one of my videos. I did a short when the videos started coming down. When the decorations started coming down.
PR2TQ says, howdy, Craig.
Hey, good morning. Good to see you too. Good morning. Happy Saturday. But the contest is, when will his decorations be gone? When will he finally take them all down? And he hasn't quite finished yet. He's got about 70%, maybe 75% have been taken down, but he's still got a lot in his front yard. I think the last guess was actually yesterday's date. So if they're not gone, we might have to guess again. So we just try to do stuff like that. I think I'm going to start a thing where we guess the price of gas, since that seems to be the top of everybody's mind these days. Like, what will it be maybe a week in the future? Like right now in Maryland, a lot of our places are like $3.99. Some are $3.89. I think I just got gas yesterday. Yesterday or the day before? No, yesterday. And it cost $3.68, I think. Which was a pretty good price. But I was thinking it'd be fun to guess, you know, like maybe a week out, how much do you think the gas prices will be? Because they are moving around a lot these days. Oh, look at this. I always think this is interesting. I don't know if you can see that in the sky, but I guess they're planes that are flying over. Do you see that line like on the right hand side? There's one in the front, and then I see two more kind of behind the trees now though. It's like a whole line of them.
Angela.co5b says, guess what?
What? Maybe I don't know what that is. I think they're planes.
Angela.co5b says, no, I missed what you said.
Oh, about the guesses? Oh, I was going to say I was saying we're probably going to start a contest where once a week we guess what the price of the gasoline is going to be a week or a couple of weeks from that day. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think it's going to jump around a lot. Seems like it goes up and down by 10 to 15 cents a day sometimes.
Angela.co5b says, oh, okay.
Angela, where are you? What part of the U.S. are you in? Or maybe you're not in the U.S.
P-PR2TQ says EHIDK people might want to stop thinking about the gas issue. At Angela.co5b
true.
says Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, okay. Cool. Very nice. That's a good point. So the highway we're on now goes from northwest suburbs of Baltimore, which is where we are now, down to, there's a highway system that goes around Baltimore. It's like a loop. And in town we just call it the Beltway. It goes around the city. And this highway goes down to that interstate highway, and we just get on that for a second, and then we hop up to Lenny's. So Lenny's is not in Baltimore City; it's outside of Baltimore City. state trooper. I mean, we were going about 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit, but I guess that's not a problem. So the suburb, the town that we're going through right now, it's called Owings Mills.
V-PR2TQ says, so I have a loved one moving to Baltimore soon. Is it a good place to live and work?
You have somebody moving to Baltimore? Yeah, I mean, I like it. I've lived here all my life. So, but I've always lived like in the suburbs outside of Baltimore. I've worked downtown in Baltimore. I haven't for several years, but I did work down there for years and years and years. I mean, it is best to know, you know, like any city, I guess, there are good neighborhoods and bad neighborhoods, so you want to kind of watch where you're moving. But the people are very friendly. Downtown definitely downtown used to be like quite a tourist type spot. You had the Inner Harbor, a lot of shops, the National Aquarium, Science Center, all that stuff was downtown. Well, the Inner Harbor really isn't anymore. But they're supposed to be revitalizing the Inner Harbor. I actually plan on making a video soon, walking around. I was waiting for the weather to get a little better, but I want to walk around the Inner Harbor and take some video shots down there, because they're going to completely demolish what was built in the 80s. Back in the 80s, it was huge. It was a big deal. I think there was a period of time where more people were visiting the Inner Harbor of Baltimore than Disney World. Like that's actually like sometime in the early 80s. There was a time it was very popular, but you know, that was quite a long time ago. And it's like any mall, it's kind of like faded quite a bit. All the shops moved out. So they're going to demolish what was built then and rebuild it. And I want to get some pictures of down there of the current buildings, since they won't be there. I think they're going to start that work in the fall. There's some good areas. There are some really nice spots in Baltimore. And the nice thing about this area in Maryland, I mean, if you're working in Baltimore, you're probably going to want to live somewhere in the suburbs. I don't think a lot of people live downtown. Yeah, some do. I mean, if the people moving here, like if you have a family and stuff, it's probably better to go out in the suburbs where you can get a little bit of property. There are some communities downtown that are growing. Some of the younger people are moving into Federal Hill, Fells Point. Got camping yards for the Orioles. I mean, there's still some fun stuff to do downtown. What is bringing them to Baltimore? Is it a job?
V-PR2TQ says interesting. Thank you for sharing. What are the bad neighborhoods?
Within the city, probably northwestern area. Like there's a spot called Cherry Hill. There's just some areas that are, you know, have more of a rough reputation. Like I think that, you know, Towson's a good place. Towson's like north of Baltimore. That's a good area. Owings Mills isn't bad. You know, a nice place too is Columbia. Columbia is a community that's built like between Baltimore and Washington. So Baltimore's about 40 miles from Washington. So Columbia sits in the middle. It's very close to the airport, which is nice. I mean, not so close that you've got airplanes flying over your house every minute, but it's a quick drive. It's probably a 5 or 10 minute drive to the airport. So Columbia is pretty nice. And it's a good spot for people if you're working either in Baltimore or Washington. Columbia is good. White Marsh is good. But there's a town called Bel Air that's very nice. It's like northeast of the city. And the good thing about that, what I always liked about Maryland is that you're like 3 hours.
P-PR2TQ says Thompson. Is that another good place you said?
Thompson. Oh, Towson. 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 Yeah, that's a good place. That's really been building. It's really shot up quite a bit. It's like a little mini city in itself almost now. And then north of Towson, there's Hunt Valley, Simonium. Kind of, there's a whole stretch going up. There's a road there. One of the roadways there is called York Road. Comes up through Towson and then heads north. And that's a nice area. But the nice thing is you're like 3 hours from the beach if you want to go to the ocean. You can get to the ocean in about 3.5 hours maybe. Or the mountains, you can go to the mountains about the same time frame. Very close to Washington, very close to, well, Philadelphia is a little further, but still a day trip. All right, we're at Lenny's. All right, let me head in here. I'll leave you guys running. Maybe just turn that around so you can see the back of the van. All right, I'll be right back. Well, actually, you can hear me. I wear a microphone. And so it actually works all the way into the restaurant. Just gotta find somebody to let me in. See him. Oh, thank you. There we go.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you? I'm good. How's your Passover been?
Good. And so far not bad.
So far, not bad. That's good. That's good.
Just getting tired of. But see, after you eat a lot of this matzah and everything,
Yeah.
you get all blocked up.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
The good thing with me is, if you eat something that will loosen up your bowels,
Yeah.
it proves.
Oh, that'll work.
That makes me go.
That helps for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, you figured that out over the years.
I've taken prunes. I eat prunes every morning, about 3 or 4 of them.
They're good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. And they do the job.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to learn in here. Did you guys hear that? All right, the rack is ready. So here, I'll show you what I do. Let me turn this around. I will, boom. All right, so this is how this, so that's what I roll in there with my donuts, but that's Lenny's stuff because What a Day ordered, a lot of times What a Day will fit in this cabinet, but they ordered too many donuts today, so they've extended. There we go. And some of the donuts, I'll show them to you when we get up there. Some of them have Easter stuff on. Oh, there's one. A little bunny. A little bunny. But anyway, so that's what I'm loading up. Put that right. Now they're probably in there going, why is it taking him so long to load the trays? I used to bring that rack down to the van, but then I got to roll it around the sidewalk.
Thanks for showing us.
Yeah, no problem. Lots of Danishes, cookies. They do Danishes, cookies. Like I said, apple fritters, apple turnovers. I got one little tiny cake in there today. I don't know why. Okay, those donuts belong to What a Day. All right. Load that up. basically I roll this tray back to the behind their counter so they're ready in the morning. When they get here to load it up. All right, man. Have a good weekend. If I don't see you again. All right, Lenny's is done. One of our games, our challenges was going to be this car. There's a car in this parking lot. I will show you in 1 second here. I don't know. I think I am going to make this a challenge because it's been here for weeks now. Okay, so that car right there. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. Unless I zoom in. Okay. It's not in very good shape, as you can tell. You see that the two tires on this side are both flat. That's a relatively new development. The tires on the other side are not flat. But I think the game is going to be to guess when that car will finally be gone. Although I haven't decided if it's like gone or moved. Because for a while, that car used to just be parked in different spots. But it was always here, but sometimes it would move from one spot to another. But it's always here. Well, now I know it's not moving because it has two flat tires. So anyway, we might be guessing when that's going to go away. All right, so we're on our way to what a day. On our way to what a day. Did you guys hear that guy tell me that I guess a lot of the clientele for that deli is Jewish, and I know the gentleman that just let me in the door. What I think he's worked there for a long time. I know he is, and so he told me that I guess because of the diet that they eat during Passover. I know that like the bakery goods that we've delivered, some of them have to have no flour in them and stuff. It's like the certain type of diet they need. And he said apparently that kind of causes you to be a little bound up or something, you know what I mean? Like, did you all hear him say that? And so he eats prunes to offset that. I thought that was hysterical. That was our conversation there, if you can hear it.
B-PR2TQ says I heard it, yeah.
Back here is an old private, used to be just boys. I don't know if it's still just boys, like a high school. I think it might still just be boys' school. McDonough is the name of the school. And then we will also be passing by, if you've ever heard of, it's a financial institution called T. Rowe Price. I think they're a big mutual fund company at this point. So if you have like a 401k or something like that, you probably have some of their funds in your account, maybe. But they have quite a campus here. So on our right, actually we just back that way on the right. T. Rowe Price. Well, I just looked at that. I zoomed out quite a bit. I don't know if I want to see the whole front of the car. But this light, if you make a right here, you'd be going into there, the T. Rowe Price. Look, I'm going to get a green light. No, I'm not. Yeah, so that area over there is T. Rowe Price. There's flags and stuff. Settle on the right zoom. That'll work. Green light. Now I haven't decided yet. I have a possible adventure coming up on Monday morning. So a friend of mine has volunteered for the Easter egg roll at the White House. So she's going to be a volunteer, and I went down there. She was away. So I picked her up at the airport and took her down for some training on Thursday. Spent the day down there walking around in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. But Monday morning, the egg roll is on Monday. So Monday morning she has to be down there at like 5:15 a.m. And the subways in Washington don't start. I don't think they start until 5 a.m. So what we're going to do is I'm going to meet her at a subway station. She's going to park her car at a subway station. I'll meet her there, and then I'll drive her downtown to get to the White House. And then she can, when she's done, I think she's working just the morning shift until about noon. So when she's done, she can just do the subway and come and get home. But I don't know if I'll be able to live stream any of that. Like normally I would be live streaming on Tuesday morning for my deliveries, but the bakery is actually closed on Monday for Easter. They're closed Sunday and Monday. So I had the day, to do it, so I was going to go down there, but I might live stream that if I can figure out a way to do that. Let's drive back from Washington. hadn't driven into Washington for many years before last Thursday. And the streets in Washington, I don't know if anybody's ever driven in Washington, you'll know what I mean. They're not like any other city. Like, usually there are some, like Boston's a little confusing sometimes to me. But most cities are they have grids. You know, you can kind of figure it out.
B-PR2TQ says sounds good. Hope you guys stay safe. At Hala6448 says you're a good friend, Craig.
Hey, how are you doing? Good morning. We're going into the, it gets sometimes the connection gets a little choppy in the upcoming area.
Hala6448 says lurking and listening.
Lurking and listening. That's cool. I do that all the time. And like John has no idea how much time I spend. A lot of times though, he's just like on in the back. I'm not like sitting there at the computer watching. I'm usually doing something.
B-PR2 says hi Hala. Nice to see ya.
We're probably breaking up a little bit, guys. But if it's buffering, it should stop when we get back to the main road, which is a minute.
Hala6448 says good morning at HB. B-PR2TQ says G morning.
All right, we're coming to we're breaking out of the woods there, so sometimes we get, I'll let this guy go.
B-PR2T says, so you were saying BC streets.
Oh, yes. So I'm glad you're keeping me on track. So in Washington, there's no grid. It's not like squares. I mean, there are a couple of areas like that, like around the White House even. You know, they're basically squares. But they've got streets that go in and out, like Pennsylvania Avenue, Newark Avenue. They're like at an angle to everything else, which when you're looking at it on a map, it doesn't look that bad. But when you're driving, sometimes it's very difficult to keep track of like which lane is going to go where. I mean, it isn't really, I guess when we were leaving the city on Thursday, there must have been some kind of delay on one of the highways. So the map, you know, the Google lady had us going through, I think we stayed on New York Avenue most of the time through Washington to get out of the city. And it's very, you know, it kind of winds through. It's not like you're on a straight road. You're kind of going in and out of at an angle frequently. And it's kind of like, which lane am I supposed to be in? It's just a very, you have to be on your toes when you're driving around in Washington, that's for sure. And the people that are driving around down there who know where they're going just, you know, they're just flying around you. It was, it's not the easiest city to drive through. And I don't, usually when I go down there, I'll do the subway. Because from Baltimore, you know, anywhere in Maryland, the people in Virginia probably do the same thing. Washington has a very good subway system. So if you can jump on a subway from one of the suburbs in either Maryland or Virginia, you know, you can get pretty much anywhere you need to go with a 5-minute walk. So it is the easiest, it's the fastest way, it's the easiest way, and probably the least expensive. Because you don't even have to worry about parking there.
PR2TQ says, haha, yeah, those some crazy streets.
You can tell they're doing a lot of work down there, just cleaning things up and getting ready. Like even I noticed on the mall, like there are areas where you're walking past what should be a little lake or pond or whatever you call it, but there's no water in it because they've cleaned it out and they're like refurbishing the sides and all that kind of stuff in them because they're going to fill it back up. But they're doing a lot of work in preparation for the 250th anniversary, I think. I'm amazed that they're going to have the IndyCar race down there. Like that requires a lot of work. We did that in Baltimore once, and it's a big deal.
Angela.-Co5B says, where are we going now?
Now we're going to What a Day. So Lenny's was the first stop, and What a Day is the second. So we're kind of headed northwest, but a little bit more west. So northwest from Baltimore, and the town is called Eldersburg. And right now, these bridges that we're going over are over a reservoir. This is one of the larger reservoirs in the Baltimore area. The sky is really clear. I can see the moon very clearly. Oh, well, you can too. Yeah, that's the moon over there on the left. It looks so weird in the camera.
Paula6448 says, I wanted to ask you about what looked like a ramp up the stairs. I was surprised there wasn't one already.
Oh, at the Lincoln Memorial? Is that the one you were thinking of? Yeah, I'm surprised too. Like, do you think that's what it is? That's what it looked like to me. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I can't imagine that no one has been able to get up to the Lincoln Memorial if they were in a wheelchair. I can't believe that. I should have probably walked around to the other side because maybe there's something back there. I could be wrong. Maybe it's something else. Or maybe they're building that because they're going to be taking some equipment up there to do work. I don't know. It didn't look like, see, here's the thing. I started thinking about this later. It didn't look permanent, right? It kind of looked like something you would put up when you were doing construction, but not what you were actually doing the construction on. You know what I mean? So it definitely looked like a ramp to get up to the Lincoln Memorial, but I don't know if it's a permanent thing I don't, the more I think about it, I was thinking it might be built for some temporary reason. Because I can't, it doesn't, it kind of looks odd where it is. Like why, I don't know why, I can't imagine them picking that spot to build a permanent ramp. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I thought about it, but I didn't. When I was online, I forgot to look at anything up about it. I got really fascinated at the World War II monument. There was, as I was walking...
Plus 6448 says I don't know. I never thought about it, but yeah, I was surprised there wasn't a way.
Yeah, maybe there is. That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe there is a way, and that's the intention there is for some temporary work that they're doing. Maybe. Because yeah, there have been, you know, legal requirements to have access for years. I can't believe I live so close to Washington, D.C. and really don't go down there very much. Because it is kind of a cool place. I mean, I want to go into the Smithsonian at some point. Because there's a lot of stuff to see in there. And you can take pictures in most of the Smithsonian buildings. But they have some displays that you can't take photographs of. Like as an example, I think they have the flag that flew over Fort McHenry when Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner. So that Fort McHenry flag is in the Smithsonian. And I know that display is one that you are not allowed to take any photograph. Even if you're going to...
6448 says yes. Lots of interesting things to do.
Yeah. And I like the Space Museum too. That's kind of cool.
B-PR2TQ says yes, go have some more adventures.
I think it'd be fun. And take some... go in there and get some good... capture some video in there too. And now the one thing I was reading about that, because I was trying to prepare in case Thursday was rainy. If Thursday was rainy, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go to the, I think it's called the American History Museum, because that's relatively close to the White House. But they say you can't have a selfie stick. So, do you think a gimbal would be considered a selfie stick? I wasn't sure whether that would be something they would allow me to take in there. It would make it a lot easier.
Plus 6448 says my brother used to work in DC. He lived in Alexandria, VA and took Metro in.
Oh yeah, that's a big community. Well, have you ever noticed that Washington, see, like that area of Virginia, I think used to be Washington. If you look at a map, Washington used to be a square. Part of it was in Maryland and part of it was in Virginia. And I don't know all of the history about this. I probably should look it up before I open my mouth. But if you look at the map, you can see where Virginia took their piece back. So basically what's Washington, D.C. now is...
D-PR2TQ says done about the gimbal. Try it. At Hollis6448 says I believe it is considered a selfie stick.
Yeah, I think it would be. I mean, I feel like it might be. But selfie sticks, see, I think when you say selfie stick, people automatically think of a long stick that you go like holding out. It's like 6 feet out or 4 feet out or something. A gimbal is much closer to you. It's like, it's not a lot different than holding it, you know, in front of your chest. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it probably does fall under that. That's what I was thinking, at least. It's probably one of those things where it depends on who saw you or who didn't see you. What time is it? Oh, it's 6:24. Oh, we're here early. Usually get here around 6:30. Let's see if they open the door. No. Sometimes they just automatically come and get me because they see me pull up. And sometimes I have to call them. So we'll find out. I usually give them a minute. Yeah, let's call them. Let's call them. All right. Yes,
6448 says have a bag or backpack to keep it in while you're in that building.
Yeah, that's what I would do that. Oh, there you go. See, she came. She opened the door. I didn't even have to call her. Thank you. All right, let me go. Hang on a second, guys. Did you come to get me or just do the sign? Did you know? Oh, you didn't even know I was there.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Grab my trays. Guys, this is our new thing now. I grab you guys and take you around with me. Let's flip that.
Chilla.-co5 he says where?
Just outside the van so you can see me. Load it up. It's better than just staring at a brick wall. There we go. Boom. It's like you're outside with me.
He says I always feel like we're in a trap when we're facing this brick wall.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you a little air. All right, I got trays. Put these in the back.
PR2TQ says, haha, thanks, Craig, appreciate it.
Let's see here. Let's look at those donuts. It's a thing of beauty. Oh, here we go. See, these have the little bunnies on them. Bunnies and Easter eggs. Maybe I'll pose for my, see which one looks better. White or chocolate. It's gonna be my thumbnail. Watch me posing for my pictures. Boston cream. This tray right here is very heavy. A lot of cream in there. A lot of cream. This one, on the other hand, plain old glazed donuts. People love them. More Easter eggs, tiny little eggs on the chocolate. Easter bunnies. I'm the Easter bunny.
P-PR2TQ says,
What was that? I didn't hear that whole thing. We got more donuts back here. We got donuts up the kazoo. We got some pink ones. We got some Heath bar. Fruity Pebbles, that's a fan favorite right there. And then Oreos. Let me throw these away. Done back here. Sorry, I think that probably shook you guys. Sometimes the camera, I don't know if it's doing it today, but sometimes it vibrates on the van. So these are the cinnamon rolls. They're huge. And then we got a couple cheese Danish. More Danish. A few big ones, a lot of little ones right there. And that's it. I think that's plenty. We also have dog bones that we make for them. And I see that their shelf in the dining room only has about 3 bags left. 3 bags left. All right, you guys, have a great day. All right. Let's grab this. One of these days I'm going to drop the phone. Okay. Turn that around. There we go.
B-PR2TQ says I forgets what it's called, not what a day, but the other one, I think.
The other one's Lenny's. So there's 3 places that I go to most of the time. There are a couple more that I go to rarely. But the 3, did I close all the right doors? The 3 that I go to on a regular basis are What a Day, which is where we are now, and Lenny's, which was the first place we went to, and a couple days a week, sometimes just one day a week, but a couple days a week we go to Gourmet Girls. That's the third one. Gourmet Girls. All right. And they're pretty close to Lenny's. Like Gourmet Girls is only about 5 minutes away from Lenny's. So when they're on the schedule, I just stop there right after Lenny's and then we come out here. All right, here we go. Got that.
B-PR2TQ says, oh, it is what a day, hee hee, cool.
What a day. On April Fool, see, they have to come outside to turn that menu board on. And on April Fool's Day, when I was in there, I told the guy, I'm like, hey, what's up with the menu, the drive-through menu? And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I said, oh, it's not working. It's got like some kind of weird, I said something like it's not working, it looks weird or something like that. So of course, he like got all upset and started like immediately, like I thought he would at least take a minute and think about it. No, he jumps right into action like he's gonna go running out there to fix the menu board. And I'm like, no, stop.
Co5B says, what a day, bakery.
No, they're like a cafe. So they serve, you know, you can go in there and get your breakfast or lunch. They probably have some dinner stuff. Got a car behind me. Look, there's their little sign. What a Day Cafe, right there. Boom. You also, if you want some natural light, you can get that next door. So he gets all excited. He's like, oh, he's gonna go out to fix the sign. And I said, no, don't worry, it's April Fool's. But I don't think he appreciated it. It didn't work exactly the way I wanted it to. So now the van is empty. The van is empty. And so we're headed back to the bakery, and that'll be the rounds for the day.
Co5B says, who makes the donuts?
There are several people in the bakery that make them. I mean, they're made at the bakery. There's a couple, Jennifer and Bob, that own the bakery, and they're there most days. They try to take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off.
B-PR2TQ says, lol, Craig, April's Fool's fail, ha ha ha, least you tried.
Yeah, it was a fail. I mean, actually it wasn't a fail. I got him, but it wasn't really that good because he didn't like it. Let's put it that way. Or he didn't look like he liked it. So Jennifer and Bob own the bakery. Jennifer makes, like today, she's making, I think she has between What a Day and other orders from like people that have called in and ordered ahead of time. She's got like, and plus whatever they want to have at the bakery. I think she has 630 or, I remember it was like the mid 600s today. That's a lot. I mean, on a busy day, she'll have like 400 total, but today is 600, so that's crazy. I don't know. She must have a lot. Well, this was almost, between the deliveries, it was about 180 maybe total. So yeah, there's still a lot of other donuts. People have just ordered it ahead of time. So Jen and Bob are there almost all the time. I think they're usually at the bakery by 2:30, 2 or 2:30, I think. And they start, so like, you know the old commercials where everybody thought it was funny, the guy that was like, it's time to make the donuts? That's a real thing. Like, you got to get up early to make the donuts. And then there's people like me that get up a little later. Well, I get up early, but I don't have to show up until about 5. I usually get there like between 4:30 and 4:45. But it's very interesting. Like within a bakery, you've got like different roles. You know, like some people kind of focus on baking, like the actual, you know, making the cakes, making the cupcakes, making the eclairs, all that kind of stuff, and actually doing the baking part. Then there's another position that focuses.
TR2TQ says 445 is early too, haha.
Yeah, that is. But then you've got somebody that like works on mixing the batters and the icing and the custard and all of that stuff. So there's a whole process of putting all of that together. The cream for the Boston cream, the, you know, icings and all that. It's just, because there's peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. I mean, it's mind-boggling how much processing there is required to make all this stuff happen. It is mind-boggling. And like, so, you know, so they're working with like 5-gallon buckets. It might even be more than 5 gallons. I think it's like 5 gallons. They're 5-gallon buckets of like, you know, cake batter, chocolate cake batter, vanilla cake batter, carrot cake. There's just so much. It's pretty crazy. I'm trying to like get my hands around, or my thoughts around, how to document that, because I would like to put some film out there showing some of this stuff. It's kind of neat to watch. I mean, they've got this giant machine that does the mixing when they're making batter or icing. And I do have some video of that, because I just sort of found that fascinating. I could stare at that for quite a while sometimes. It's mesmerizing. But I don't want to just put that out there, because I'd like to like tie it together with, all right, well, what's the next step? Where does this go? You know? I mean, actually catch them from the beginning when they're putting the egg in, the butter, the sugar, and the flour. It's quite a process. And then you've got somebody that does the decorating. So, you know, so there's creating the batter and the icings and all that stuff. And there's somebody doing the baking.
That'd be good content for sure.
I think it would be. I think it would. I'd be interested in it. So even if I just make it for myself, I think it'd be kind of fascinating. But you know, then the person that actually does the cake decorating, I mean, that's a whole nother skill. You gotta, I mean, they're almost like an artist. people can, you know, people come in with pictures and they're like, okay, I want the cake to look sort of like this, or, you know, they are able to print pictures onto sugar. I know this sounds really weird, but they have a process where they can take a photograph and they can turn it into a thin layer of sugar. So it colors the sugar with all edible stuff. It's totally edible. So then you can lay that on top of a cake or a cookie. And, you know, I mean, you have people, like a company will want, you know, 100 cookies with their logo on it, and they can do that. They just need a copy of the logo, like a, you know, electronic copy of the logo, and then they can print it out on this sugar paper. I don't know if that's what it's technically called, but that's what it is. They can print it on the sugar paper and then lay it on top of the cookie, and it kind of like, you know, attaches. It's crazy. Now, that is delicate though. Like, they've told me that if that doesn't, you know, after a while it fades, like the sugar, it doesn't last super long. I mean, cookies are one of the longer, they have a longer shelf life than some of the other stuff. Cookies have a longer shelf life, but not something that they've used that printer on, because I think that sugar paper doesn't hold up as long, especially like if the sun is on it. Like, it's really kind of very delicate, I think, but it looks really cool when they do it. They're going to make some cookies for me eventually. We've got a cookie cutter that is in the shape of a van, and one of my ideas that I'm not giving up on this idea is that I'm going to, when I'm out here making my deliveries, I'm going to stop sometime and like give cookies out to people sometimes. I haven't thought out the full process yet. And you may have heard me talk about this before. So you're like, yeah, when are you actually going to do it? That's what I'm asking myself. But when I have the cookies, I'll start doing that. Just random people. If I see somebody, I'll just pick a random person. And I had that idea before I started live streaming. So now I think I'll tie it into the live streaming, right? Because you'll be with me anyway. And, you know, so now I'm trying to figure out, all right, so let's say...
PR2TQ says, this is all very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
It's my weird brain. But I've had that idea since I started driving the van. I'm like, hey, I think it would be fun to, like, you know, if I built this reputation of being like the bakery van delivery guy who might stop and give you a cookie. You know what I mean? Even at a red light. I know people are probably tired of hearing me say this, but even at a red light, I've got a sort of a pole that's on an extension. You know, you like, what do you call that? Telescoping pole. So like right here, right now, if a car pulled up next to me and it had, like, you know, like it was a mom driving along and her kids in there, and they're like, just, I'd be like, I could look over at them and be like, hey, you want a cookie? Now, I realize that's weird. I'm a guy driving around in a van, but I'm very obviously in a bakery van. This is not a shady looking van. I have pictures. I should show you the pictures. I have pictures on the side of the van. Clearly states that this is a bakery delivery van. But
HB-PR2TQ says, indeed that would be a fun endeavor for you and others.
I think it would be. So I roll down the window, and I it has a magnet on the end of it. This pole this thing that I bought. So I could somehow stick the little cookie thing. It would be wrapped, little cookie wrapped, shape of a van, just because it would be cute. Hand it out the window, and all they have to do is roll down their window, and I pop it right in there. I don't know. It sounds like it would work, but then again, it sounds like something that could be a complete disaster. I don't know. But we're all going to find out one day, because I am going to do it. And what I was thinking, and maybe sometimes it might not be at a red light, because I've looked all this stuff up. Like, I've tried to research, is this legal? Can I legally do this? Because I did that even with the live streaming. I was like, what are the legal issues that could come up live streaming? And of course, the thing that runs flashes red in your face is the whole,
Woohoo sounds awesome. Definitely try it.
Oh look, we're getting a good sunrise this morning. We're gonna get a sunrise. But yeah, even if it wasn't in traffic, even if I saw, some people walking on the side of the street, and I just pull over for a second and go, hey, you guys, want a free cookie? And then if they want to say hi, I could be like, hey, I'm live streaming. Do you want to say hi to your friends? And they could be like, no. I think some people would be no. But some people might be yes. I mean, I try to think about, what would I do, right? If somebody pulled up, I'd probably run the other direction. No, I'd probably do it. I think I would. Just wave at the camera or whatever. It's on YouTube and it's out there forever, so you can tell your friends to go look at it. Hey, I got a free cookie today by the van. You can go check it out. I think it'd be fun. One time they were having a grand opening of a Wendy's. This was back in November. It was on November the 1st, was the grand opening of Wendy's in Eldersburg. And they had a contest, where the first 100 people in line got free food for a year. So I thought this was going to be great. And since I was going by there on that morning at 6:30 in the morning, I'm like, hey, when I go by, I'm going to stop and talk to these people, which I did do. And I recorded it. I haven't put it out there yet. I don't know why. There's no reason other than there's always another video I want to make. But I really should put it out there. But I gave them some cookies. Stopped in and gave them some cookies. But that was kind of fun. But there was one girl in that, there was a group of people. It was not 100 people. So it was 6:30 in the morning. They were going to open at 10:30. So you would think the line would be almost full if you were going to get free food for a year. But it wasn't. There were only maybe 30 or 40 people there. So I got out. I talked to the people at the front of the line. But there was a girl standing behind me. I didn't really even have her on the camera. But people were like, oh, she doesn't want to be on the camera. I'm like, oh. I'm not forcing anybody to be on the camera. So you do have to be sensitive to that. There's going to be another grand opening. They're opening a Raising Cane's in Owings Mills, Maryland. I think it's supposed to open sometime in May. So I'm keeping my eye on that because that's right up the road from Lenny's. So I'm definitely gonna try to see what's going on there. They usually give away something. I don't know if it's free food. And the Wendy's free food, of course, I didn't know what that meant. Like, how much free food do you get? Are you going to be able to, like, never go to the grocery store for a year? But it's free food for a year meant that you got, I think, one meal a week. It was not a lot of food. All right, here we go. We're coming up on the house. You know what? I'm going to go, before we do this, because I got a car behind me, so I'm going to go up here and do a fake out. Well, plus we get to see the sunrise, so that's nice. But I like to go by this house very slowly, and if I have a car behind me, I can't go slowly. So this is completely off of my route. Let's just do this. This person's probably like, why does he keep using our driveway to turn around? The guy in that house over there, he's like, why is this guy turning around the driveway? I've seen him before.
Jones 5862 says, morning Craig.
Hey, Reed.
PR2TQ says for sure. Most people would be game for a free cookie. A pleasant interaction with someone always brings me some joy. A free cookie or something is icing on the top.
Well, see, that's the way I look at it. How can anybody not want a free cookie? All right, everybody, here we go. So there's no car behind me now. So we can go slow. This is the house. Yeah, it's all still there. So, now bear in mind, this is like 75% of what he had in this yard is gone. But this stuff is still here. So you got the choir on the left, you got the big light bulbs.
Jones 5862 says, morning HB.
You got the reindeer sled is still there. The reindeers are all gone. And then you got the Halloween leftover guy in the back there. See the tree? And then you got Snoopy with his back to us. So, I don't know what to do with our contest now. The last guess was 4-3. Like, I think we started this back in February. Or maybe the beginning of March. But it was a long time ago. So everybody gave their, put their guess in. And we've passed everybody's date now, so I think I have to get new guesses. Because the contest was that once we passed your date, it was done.
At HB-PR2TQ says Reed, hi. G morning, great to see ya.
So look for a post. I don't think I should count the last person as the winner, because when
Jones 5862 says yeah because I says March 3rd. At Reed Jones 5862 says said.
Yeah, you said March, right. So we've been doing this for a long time. So I think what I'm going to do is, what is today? Saturday, right? You think he's going to take it down over this weekend? Like, everybody's probably going to guess Monday or Tuesday. But I'm gonna.
P-PR2TQ says I have a feeling he won't ever take that stuff down.
No, I think
At
he.
Reed Jones
I think he will.
5862 says good to see you as well, HB.
I think he will. And the reason I'm saying that is, it wasn't there. Like, he's got to take it down before he starts doing yard work and stuff. There's too much stuff out there. He's still working on it. It started gradually going away maybe 2 weeks ago. And now, I think he'll eventually do it all. I don't know where he keeps it all. All of the ornaments that he puts out are like solid, like the ones you saw there. They were all like that. So it's not like, you know, most people have the blow up things that you can just kind of fold up and put in a closet somewhere. I don't know where he puts all this stuff. But he has the same kind of display for Halloween.
P-PR2TQ says, thank you, Reed. Appreciate you.
He has the same thing for Halloween, so I don't know where he keeps all this stuff. I don't know. The sun is up. I like when we get to drive around.
P-PR2TQ says it certainly is fascinating.
And my first contest was really kind of ridiculous. I thought we were going to have fun behind What a Day, in that when you stare at the brick wall, there used to be, back in the day when there was a whole lot of snow and stuff was all built up, there were two random gloves. Not snow gloves.
Annette says, I think you should interview the homeowner.
You think I should interview? I don't. If I ever saw him outside, I might consider that. If I ever ride by and he's outside, I might consider talking to him. Because I feel like I should at least let him know that, you know, people are interested. I'm really surprised that we made it to Easter, though, without him taking them down. Right on my butt, man. He was so close behind me that I couldn't even see him. And I'm not an 18-wheeler. These are my cows every day. Out with the cows.
P-PR2TQ says, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what the homeowner has to say.
Yeah, it would be. Would be. I left a cookie. This was before I was live streaming. I left a cookie at their house one time with a note. And this was about Halloween. This was not about Christmas. But they had the whole front yard was all about Halloween stuff. Almost as much as he does for Christmas. It was a lot. And so I just left a note. Hey, just appreciate y'all, you know, your decorations for Halloween. I drive by every day, blah, blah, blah. It was a quick little note. Actually, Jen and Bob and I signed it with a cookie, and then one morning when I was driving over to What a Day, I left it. They had a car like parked right there in the front, so I just left it on. I left it on the car. So, because it was like 5 o'clock or 5:30 or in the morning, maybe 6 o'clock at the most. So I just left it there by the car, on the windshield. And then when I was coming back from What a Day that day, the car was gone. You know, the car and obviously the cookie were gone. So I know he got the cookie, but I never heard anything from him. But if he ever stops in the bakery, you know, this could be bad. By the way, for anybody, we're in the bad connection area.
B-PR2TQ says, "Oh, that's lovely, Craig."
It was, you know, trying to spread the joy. It's my daily trip to pursue happiness. That's what I say every day. I say I'm out there pursuing happiness. That's what Thomas Jefferson asked me to do. It's the least I could do.
At Reed Jones 5862 says, "Freshly baked cookies."
Yeah, they are some good cookies, though. Like, I gotta admit, I like.
B-PR2TQ says, "You're awesome, dude."
All right, we have made it. Somebody got a new car. Got a new car. Now they're going in to get a. Probably getting an eclair. Oh no, I made that up. Beep. All right. Well, that is our journey. Our journey has come to an end. But we do this every day. Well, now I'm saying that, and tomorrow is Easter. We're closed on Sunday, we're closed on Monday. So Monday, I might be live streaming maybe from Washington. Like, I haven't figured that out yet, but I'll put something out there. I always put a scheduled video out there usually before I go on. I didn't do that on Thursday because I didn't think I was going to live stream that day, but I usually try to do it.
At Reed Jones 5862 says, "Sounds like a plan."
All right. Sounds good, guys. All right. Well, have a good Saturday. I hope everybody enjoys their day. I hope you have good weather. And if I don't talk to you tomorrow at some point, have a great Easter. And thanks for riding along. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.